Hey y'all, I'm Edsha Love and I just blossom with the future is pretty. Mwah. That's all I
Hello,
got.
everybody, and welcome back to the second episode of The Future is Pretty, where knowledge is power and we help girls wear the crown. I'm your host, Zara Love, and today my guest is Esha, the owner of the Luxury Hair Lab. So, how are you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing wonderful. I'm so glad that I finally got a chance to interview and get you on my show because you know you my girl and you have good energy and good vibes. So
Yes,
I'm
thank
super
you.
excited that you are here today.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me and also for just creating such a necessary space. I,
Oh,
I tell
thank
you
you.
this often and I mean it. You out here doing the Lord's work, okay?
Thank you, girl. That's what I'm trying to do. Thank you, girl. So I got some questions. You want to hop into them?
Okay, let's go ahead and dive in.
Okay, let's dive in. Let's dive in. So my first question is introduce yourself and what you do.
Okay, my name is Edsha Love Jones. I am the owner of the Luxury Hair Lab, where I work as a luxury extension specialist, board certified educator, and entrepreneur. Our mission is to empower and elevate the lives of women by delivering an unparalleled hair experience. We specialize in luxury hair extensions, but we also have lashes. We also have hair accessories, hair nutrients, and luxury branded merch as well. So, and some digital
Yes.
products as well.
Yes, I love and I actually got one of your bonnets, girl, and I loved your bonnet. It was really
Okay,
cute.
period.
It was really cute, really, really cute.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. So, what inspired you to get into cosmetology?
I've loved hair for a long time and just even as a child would do anybody's hair who would let me play in anybody's hair and even got to a point where I was doing my own hair. So when I got the opportunity to go to cosmetology school, I literally jumped on it. I actually didn't expect for this to be my career path. I thought I was going to do something
Hmm.
totally different, but very grateful to be here and grateful that I got my cosmetology license at a young age.
Okay, yes, I love it. And just so the girlies can know, what age did you get your cosmetology license?
So I've been licensed since the age of 17.
That's
So
big. That's
thank you.
super big. So I love that. I love that's why I was like, let's brag on you a bit. When did you get the cosmetology license? That is great. So let's go back down memory lane to young Esha. A lot of times people are struggling with figuring out their life path, not knowing that most times our passions and God given talents are connected to our purpose.
Mhm.
So I want to ask you, what were some personality traits or things you've done during childhood that made you perfect for what you do today?
That's a great question.
Thank you.
Really, I would definitely say being creative. I've always been artistic, been creative. I was actually assessed as gifted and talented in visual arts when I was in the first grade actually when I was in elementary school. So that being inquisitive, always just wanting to learn more and know more, the whys and different things about the things that I'm interested in. So definitely those I would say are number one.
I love that so much.
Thank you.
So some people say that the beauty industry is oversaturated, even though it's a billion-dollar industry. With so many people striving to do similar things, how can one make sure that they're always set apart?
My biggest thing I would say is just being authentic. We have these
Hmm.
conversations about the beauty industry being oversaturated and stuff, and when I think of that, it reminds me of the bread in the grocery store. Listen, you go in the grocery store and there are tons of breads on the shelves, but guess what? They're there because they have customers that buy their products. So you just have to show up as you and find your customer. I'm the type of person now knowing that and having that type of mindset, I've gone in the grocery store and I'm like, what type of bread do I want? What type of bread is this? What type of bread of that is that? And I've been able to find some really different good breads just by being open.
Hmm.
So being
Ooh,
open-minded,
yeah.
being authentic, and showing up
Mhm.
as you is very important.
I love that. That's great advice.
Thank you.
So, in The Future is Pretty book, chapter 5 is titled Passion versus Profit, which talks about choosing the right major or the right career.
Mhm.
It goes over my personal journey of choosing what was best for me despite what others may have thought. I wanted a career that I loved, not a job that I dreaded going to daily. In the beauty industry, though, I know in the beginning it takes a while to build up one's brand and to make money. So, still, what is some advice that you would give on the importance of choosing your passion? Or do you think that people should choose profit?
I'm very much a passion over profit person. I believe in leading with my heart. I feel like if you want anything to be sustainable, you have
Mm-hmm,
to lead with your passion. You can do a million and one things to make a buck, right? But
hmm
like I said, if you want to be sustainable, if you want to have impact, you have
hmm
to have that passion. You have to lead with your heart. And that's really what has helped me and has led me.
I love leading with your heart and leading with love. I love
Yeah,
that.
same,
Yes, I love that so
same.
much. That is great. Okay, okay. And I'm like that too. Passions always versus profit because actually a CEO at a company I used to work for, I used to be like, I'm trying to get like you. I'm like, you got coin. And he was like, I just did what God told me to do. And I was
Hmm.
just, I was moved by my passions and then the profit came.
Hmm.
So,
That's those are the facts. The profits will come. It'll come.
I love that. Okay, yes. So what are three ways to build loyal clientele? One, that's one of the questions. So I'm gonna let you answer that one first.
Okay. Three ways to build loyal clientele. Okay, that's a great question. I would say number one thing is be yourself. Show up as you. Your people will definitely find you just for being you. Authenticity wins. That's something that I literally live by. Also, being a person of integrity. My clients know
Mm,
when I say I'm going to be there, I'm going to be there. I'm going to show up. They know that I care about their schedules just as much as they care about my schedule. So, um,
mm,
leading with authenticity, showing up, being having integrity, and also building credibility with your clientele. My clients know that if I tell them to do XYZ, they're going to get A, B, and C, they do X, Y, and Z, and they're going to get A, B, and C. Like I'm a woman of my word. I believe in
mm.
showing up. I believe in treating people how I want to be treated. And all of those things are just really important to me.
Good. I love that.
Thank you.
So what are three ways to keep the clientele?
Oh, those are definitely the ways to keep it as well. Showing up, being yourself,
Hmm
um, having integrity, caring about people, treating people how you want to be treated,
hmm
and also
Absolutely.
um just being consistent with your word. Consistency is
hmm
important as well. Being consistent, um, and being you, doing it with your heart and showing your people that you are credible. Like the consistency is what really leads to the credibility as well. So that's how you keep coming back, how you keep people coming back as well.
Okay. Love that. Since you're an entrepreneur, that just means realistically, sometimes you have slower seasons, right?
Yes.
So the first part of this question is how do you prepare yourself for these seasons?
That's a great question. Financial literacy is important for that. Knowing when your slow seasons are, I was blessed to be able to work in. I know, like in today's society, everybody wants to have their own salon suite and all of that stuff. I
hmm
believe in when you first get in this industry, you need to be in a salon with some folks that you can learn from. I was grateful to have opportunity to be in a salon with Black women who cared about, my growth. And so learning from them, knowing when the slow seasons are, being able to save for a rainy day, having financial literacy. I know when the pandemic happened, we were
Mm,
off for some months. Luckily, I just knew the importance of saving for a rainy day. And because I had saved up money, I was able to sustain myself without having my income. And it
mhm,
was, things were tight, but at the same time, I was able to make it and I felt good and I had peace. And so that's important. Knowing when your rainy seasons are, knowing when, your blossoming seasons and your harvest seasons are, and just preparing
mhm.
for that. Preparation is key.
I love that. Okay. Saving for the rainy days. Financial literacy is definitely, definitely always key. So, how do you navigate through these seasons, right? Because, sometimes when our money is not right, we're just like, mm-mm. So, how do we navigate through these seasons?
The biggest thing for me is, first of all, knowing who my source is. I
Mhm.
know
Ooh,
that
okay.
through it all, that's my source. Okay.
Hmm.
No matter what happens, having that belief, that helps me as well. Um,
Hmm.
and just like I said, being prepared, preparing for it, saving when I have surplus, I'm putting something away, just being disciplined and getting in the habit of putting something away so that, if it happens, then it happens and you're prepared. And then if not, then hey, you have that nest egg, you have that money, those funds set aside to where you'll be okay and you can invest it, you can do whatever, but just preparation, being prepared.
Right? Being prepared. You gotta be prepared. I love it. So one of our brand values is to be transparent. Over here at the Features Pretty Girl, we always have to keep it real. What is a pro and a con about being an entrepreneur? And I have to ask that because it seems like nowadays everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And I think they want that freedom life, but it's like they don't want to get in the mud and do like that grind work, that hustle work. They just kind of like sometimes want to reap the benefits. So, what's a pro first of being an entrepreneur?
Man, that's a great question. I definitely feel like entrepreneurship is definitely glamorized in today's society, which is a beautiful thing. It can be if you have to have a certain amount of discipline, in my opinion. So I
Mm-hmm.
can say a pro and also a con of being an entrepreneur is owning your own time. Everybody wants to own their own time. Everybody wants to be free, but you also have to be disciplined enough to do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. I was only
Mm-hmm.
able to relax today. I My son's birthday was this weekend, and I'm tired. The teenage turn up is real, but
Okay.
I
Baby
was able
outside. Ooh.
outside, okay? I was able to rest today because I've gotten all the stuff done that I need to get done, and I prioritized those things last week. So planning my time, planning my schedule, being disciplined with my time, and doing the things that I don't necessarily want to do, but I know they need to be done. I do them anyway because I've built that discipline. Now I haven't always been that way, but I'm
Right,
grateful to
right.
say that that's who I am now, and so that can definitely be a pro and a con because sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. And so therefore I'm not. And that's really what it
Mm.
boils down to, just doing the things.
Discipline, though. I love that. I love discipline. Okay. So you are a mother, you are a fiance, you're an entrepreneur, and sometimes a therapist to your clients.
Yes.
In the Future's Pretty book, chapter 5, it's titled The Four Dimensions of Wellness, where it dives deep into what each dimension is and how to stay healthy within each one. In honor of May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month, I'd like to know, how do you pour into yourself and why is it important to do so?
That's an excellent question. The number one thing for me, I would say, especially as of lately, has just been prioritizing rest. Understanding
Mm,
that, my body is only going to do what it can do. And
mhm,
so I only have a certain amount of time. I have to prioritize rest.
mhm,
Um, and then also just realizing that my body is a temple. So putting the things in it that are going to be edifying to my temple, eating fruit. I don't really eat a whole lot of fast food. I'm not someone who drinks a lot of pop or does a lot of, too many unhealthy things because I know that at the end of the day, I'm a machine or I need to be a well-oiled machine. If my business has to run, I'm the one running it. I have to be well. I know that if I had a Ferrari, baby, my Ferrari needs premium gas. I can't expect my Ferrari
mhm,
to be running the way I need it to run if I'm putting regular
mhm.
gas in it or if I'm putting diesel gas in it. I have to treat it well. And
Mm,
so
I
I
like that.
treat, thank you. I treat myself the same way. Like I just know I have to, it all flows from me. So I have
Mhm,
to treat myself well, prioritizing my mind and meditation and getting in my word so that I know this is who I am. This is who my father says that I am versus who the world says that I am. So building that mental fortitude, and that physical fortitude, it all goes hand in
mhm.
hand to keep me going. And then prioritizing that rest.
I love
It's-
it. Yes, we have to prioritize rest. That's
Mhm.
another. That's also another part of when I talk about like hustle culture. It's like it has to be a balance somewhere. Like, baby, we can't just hustle all day, every day, and never get no sleep, child.
Yes.
We just
I
can't do that.
Agree. And having the right people around you is important too. Like I'm very, very
Ooh,
grateful for my
community.
village. Community is everything. Yes.
Mm, that's good. So one of your blossom tips that you gave our audience was to each day focus on getting 1% better. Why is that important?
Oh, that's important to me because okay, I believe in being transparent too. So let's go ahead
Mm-hmm.
and get into it. I struggled really bad at one point with imposter syndrome and not feeling like I belonged, not feeling like I was qualified. I feel like a lot of times we get caught up in feeling like we have to go 0 to 100. We live in this microwave society and everything has to happen now, now, now. But just through my personal development journey, I've learned that we don't change in breakthroughs, we change in micro shifts, and the micro shifts lead us to the breakthroughs. And so for a long time, I felt like I had to do so much so fast, but it kept me from getting to where I wanted to go and who I wanted to be. So now I just prioritize showing up, getting up and doing what I can, doing little by little because it all compounds, right? So if I can get up and I can do a 10-minute workout versus a 30-minute workout, guess what? 10 minutes is better than 0 minutes. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show up
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to give what I can. So making sure that I just take those steps every day. I'm pushing forward, pushing forward, pushing forward in any way that I can because it's progress. And that's the goal, to the progress is what leads you to where you ultimately want to go. So getting 1% better every day has helped me improve my confidence and just feel more capable of being and doing who I want to do, who I want to be rather.
Yes, yes. You're really dropping the gems. You are dropping the
Thank
gems. This is gonna be such a great episode. You are dropping the gems right now.
Thank you.
So lastly, what is one thing throughout your whole journey that you are most proud of?
Oh, that is a good question. Okay, so throughout my journey, one of my affirmations that I say every day is that I persist until I succeed. Um,
Mhm.
and I say I have a bachelor's degree in perseverance. One thing about me, I'm going to persevere. I'm going to show up. I tell myself I'm unstoppable. I'm invincible. If it's to be, it's up to me, and that empowers me to know that I can do it. I'm capable, and um, I'm persistent. So that's one thing that I'm very proud of is that everything that I've gone through, we all go through things, but I done been through some things and I've persisted. And not only have I persisted, but I've come out even more loving and even more just a better version, a newer version of myself. So that's something that I'm really proud of is that no matter what I go through, not only do I persist, but I come out better.
Mhm.
So,
Good. I love that. I love that. Thank you for that. So now we're about to have some fun, girl. Are you ready to play Salon Talk with me? Because you're a cosmetologist. I feel like our game had to go around something like that. Are you ready to play Salon Talk?
oh yes, girl, let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Okay, okay. So the only thing is our games are like fast rounds. So you only have 30 seconds to answer. And I have 6 questions for you.
Whew, okay.
So within the past year, a lot of the beauty industry girlies have been returning back to 9 to 5s. Why do you think this may be?
I think the biggest reason is security. When you have that
Mhm,
9 to 5, you know that your paycheck is coming every 2 weeks. That's one thing.
mhm,
And just the benefits of it. I know for some stylists that I know, I've been in the industry for 16 years. There's been stylists who have been in there longer than me. They end up transitioning back to a 9 to 5 so that they can have that retirement and they can have those benefits.
mhm,
And it's not easy. Being an entrepreneur, it's not easy working and managing your schedule and doing all of those things. So a lot of people go back just for that structure and that security.
mhm. Okay. So grew up as well, I'm a 90s baby, technically. I was born in 1998. So
Okay.
I grew up as a kid in the early 2000s, right? But I grew up in a salon setting, getting that silk press. Or I don't even feel like we called it a silk press then. What was it called? Like a blow and
Press and
wrap or
curl.
something? Press and curl, press and curl.
Hmm.
And back in the day at the salon, you used to be able to get a wash, blow dry, your hair done. If you needed it curled, you get it curled. all from one price. It was no deposits, it was no late fees, it was none of those things. And other than inflation, which of course has been the reason for price increases, why do you think so many things have changed when it comes to, the requirements to get your hair done by stylists?
The culture has shifted dramatically. One of the things is that a lot of people have chosen to specialize. So it used to be a
Hmm.
time where you could go to one stylist and you can get your
Hmm.
relaxer, you can get your sew-in, you can get your box braids, your updo, everything from one person. Now
Hmm.
people specialize. So you might have one person to do your weaves, you might have one person for your braids, you might have one person for your natural hair and trimming your
Hmm.
ends. Also, they don't like braiders don't, they're not required to they're not taught to shampoo. So that's another thing as well. You have to know who's licensed in what. If you are going to a braider, then
Hmm.
you got to know that they're not going to shampoo you because technically they're not even licensed to do that. But other than that,
Hmm.
the culture has shifted dramatically,
Hmm.
where a lot of people they just don't have one stylist for one thing, and so that also affects the trust because if I'm
Hmm.
only going to you for one thing, that's all I expect you to know. That's all I,
Hmm.
that's what our relationship entails. So I think just
Hmm.
the shift in the culture is a big thing.
Hmm. Okay. So, as a second part to that previous question, let's put the heel on the other foot. When a stylist is late, should they take money off a client service?
Listen, like I said in the beginning, I believe in treating people how I want to be treated. So I
Hmm.
have policies and procedures in place. I believe in communicating with my clients. We're all human. Emergencies pop up, things change. I believe in
Hmm.
communicating with my clients if something goes
Hmm.
wrong. My clients know if I do have something that comes up, I am
Hmm.
going to compensate them, whether it be a
Hmm.
discount, whether it be, okay, girl, we're going to throw in a deep conditioner and we're going to do this, or what have you. I just believe in, treating people how I want to be treated. So I take care of my people because my people take care of me. So I believe in giving when
Amen.
it's
Amen.
necessary, especially.
So it seems that you are really big on customer service. What are three things that make a great service provider?
Three things that make a great service provider. Um, I say having principles and morals that treating people how I want to be treated is literally a principle that I live by. Um, that is a big thing. Operating in integrity, like I said before, that's so important to me because when you do that, you treat people well naturally. And then leading with my heart, like I said before, like I just love, I just believe in leading with my heart. Um, I believe in making people feel special, and that's why I love to do what I do. So, leading with your heart,
Mhm.
having integrity, and showing up how and treating people how you want to be treated.
Okay, love that.
Thank you.
So, in a situation when a client is being unpleasant, what advice would you give on how to handle the situation?
My number one tip for that who is maintain professionalism. At the end of the day, you're there to get a bag
Mhm.
and do your job. You are the professional. Provide
Mhm.
your service. And when
Mhm.
that client is gone, you don't have to service them anymore. But in order to get through that and to maintain that, don't take
Mhm.
anything personal and just
Mhm.
maintain professionalism. Be a professional, be as professional as you can, and get through that service the best way that you can.
Okay. So, another part of that, let me ask this. So, if a client is just like too unpleasant, do you believe in like sometimes I know some girlies now they'll like block them from booking. Like if it's just too crazy, it's just like, okay, I'm gonna do your hair once, but all money's not good money. You can't come in here messing up the piece, messing up the vibe. You got to go next time.
Yep. A firm believer in protecting your peace.
Okay.
Block them,
Okay.
and it's okay. I believe in communication. It's okay
Mm-hmm.
to let a client. I've had to let clients know, you know what, I don't feel that I'm the best stylist for, I'm
Mm-hmm.
the right stylist for you. I think that we should go ahead and end this relationship, and I wish you the best in your future endeavors, but definitely believe in protecting your peace, blocking folks
Mm-hmm.
when it's necessary. I've had to block a couple clients in my career, but You got to do what's necessary.
So here at The Future is Pretty, of course, we say the future is pretty. But when I ask you, the future is what?
Mm. The future is what you make it. One of my mantras again is if it's to be, it's up to me. And so I like
Mm,
to say that to empower myself and know that the work that I put in is
mhm,
it's going to yield a reward. And so if I want things in my life to happen, if I want things in my life to change, I have to make them happen. I have to change, or I have to make them change.
mhm.
So the future is pretty as long as you make it pretty, baby, and plan for it to be pretty.
Okay, okay,
Yes.
okay. Yes. Well, that actually concludes our interview for today. Yay.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I wanted to say thank you so, so much. I have to virtually give you your flowers. You are an amazing person. You have a beautiful spirit. Your soul is amazing. Your mindset, just like all the things, like you're definitely going to continue to soar in the future. I love how self-aware you are, how much you take accountability, and
Thank
how much you like to lead with love. We don't hear that enough. Like most people, they lead for the bad, they lead for everything else, but you're like, I'm leading with love. And
Mhm.
that is just like so big because to lead in love means to also sacrifice, right? Because
Absolutely.
sometimes people are willing to change who they are just for a bag. And you like, this is what I do. These are my boundaries and I stick to them. So I want to
Absolutely.
say congrats on
Thank
that. You
thank
are so amazing.
thank
So,
you.
so,
So
so
are you.
amazing. Thank you, girl. And but you not gotta let you talk your talk. So please tell the people where they can find you.
Okay, well, I have everything on my link tree.
Hmm.
Link dot tr slash e my link tree backslash
Hmm.
Esha Styles. I have my
Hmm.
website, The Luxury Hair Lab. We're on Instagram, The Lux Hair Lab, TheLuxHairLab. You can also find us on Facebook, The Luxury Hair Lab. And some things that I'm working on transitioning to the digital space. I have a gratitude
Hmm.
journal. I have a
Yes.
vendors list. I have an ebook about how to sustain relationships with vendors if you want to start your own hair business. And I'm also
Hmm.
doing a hair ball this summer at the
Hey,
Lincoln Theater on June
hey,
30th. I'm really excited about that.
yes.
Yes, it's like just a big artistic thing. The people who have been in the industry for 30 plus years are going to get their flowers. So that's really dope and
Yes.
exciting for me in itself. But
Hmm.
just being able to show my artistry, my hair artistry, this is my very
Hmm.
first time being a part of a hair ball. So I'm
Hmm.
super excited about that. And
Yes.
yeah.
I love all of that. I love all of that so, so much. So
Thank
thank you again, girl, for being on the show. This has been amazing. And I wish you many blessings and many success on your future endeavors.
Yes, same. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to be
Yes.
here. And
Mm.
girl, you are just the bomb.
Thank you. You too. You
Yes.
too. So I will talk to you soon.
All
Bye.
right, bye, girl.